Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome to another episode of the Tech Preacher Podcast. Listen, man, you know, this is the season right now that we got a lot of tech toys coming out. We got the Galaxy phones, we got Pixels, we got everything. And I'm going to give you guys my thoughts about it as we get close to all these releases, right? And we're going to have some fun on this one, man. Yes, listen, another episode. And look, first of all, first thing I want to do is I just want to say thank you guys for listening to this podcast, watching this podcast. It's been great, man. The feedback from you guys has been absolutely marvelous. And listen, I'm going to continue to do it because I believe week in, week out, it gives you guys a different flavor of me. Now, right now, Erica is coming back to the podcast, but she's in school. So she's been studying hard, working hard, and she just been grinding to, get her studies. But hopefully we can get her back very soon. But in the meantime, the show never stops. So listen, man, we have a lot of stuff that's going on, right? I mean, we got a few weeks out from the release of the announcement of Galaxy phones coming out very soon. So let's talk about it real quick, right? As we get into this podcast, right? So Samsung is going to release the Fold 6. We've been hearing about these rumors for a very long time, right? And these rumors has been, the Fold 6 is coming out in, as far as I understand, a couple of weeks, right? We're going to kick it off. But they got some things about this phone, right? That a lot of us has our concerns, right? And we're going to talk about it a little bit, right? The Fold 6, Flip 6, supposed to be announced in a couple of weeks. You got the pre-orders that's on sale right now. And to get these credits and everything else in between. I thought I had something highlighted here with the dates. But we're hearing that there's going to be a price increase, right? Not only are we going to have a price increase, but it's going to be god-awful experience for something that I think that is not going to be a huge upgrade. Now, that's here or there, right? The Samsung fans, they don't care, right? As soon as the device get announced, as soon as it comes out, the Samsung fans, no matter what, is going to buy this phone, right? We're hearing that the pre-reservations, right, starting in June, right, June 26th, which that was yesterday as of me recording this podcast, right? Well, a couple of days ago as of you hearing this podcast, but June 26th was the pre-reservation for the ZFold 6 and the Z Flip 6. And look, man, I'm gonna tell you this much, man. Like every rumor and every concrete evidence that we hear about this device, it's kind of disappointing, right? I mean, it's kind of disappointing, man. Come on, let's call it how we see it, right? And we got the renders and everything about this phone, and I mean, look, man, and a lot of people look. I don't know. It's one of those things that Samsung has just put everything on pause to me, right? And a lot of people ask the question, well, Easy, what do you want Samsung to do, right? I mean, look, pretty much all the foldable devices pretty much look the same, right? What do we want Samsung to do? Here's the thing. This is going to be the 6th generation. This is a lot of things that we question with Samsung, right? The fans want some things that Samsung just kind of ignoring. And, year after year, Samsung has put the same cameras, same battery. Yes, it's going to be the hinge, going to be better. You're going to get the newer chipset and the software, pretty much it. But a price increase. And look, man, I did a reaction video. If you haven't saw the reaction video, please make sure you watch my channel. And I really talked about this, about the Samsung debacle, right? Not putting a pin in the device. We supposed to hear some new pin AI features, but the pin not being in the device look like it's going to be an extra purchase. Like, I think Samsung go do the same thing that Apple does with this new pin stuff, right? You have to buy a special pin in order for it to work. We're not going to get pin support on the outer display. And so, I mean, you think about it. Okay, we're not going to get pinned on the outer display. We're hearing that the cameras are the same from the ZFold 4, right? Which the ZFold 5 had the same cameras as the ZFold 4. So we're going to have the ZFold 4 cameras and the ZFold 6. And everything else is going to be software. You know, I mean, it's going to be just a little tad wider, right? But they're just shrinking the bezels down a little bit. But this is not the device that we all was looking for. It's a disappointment for me for a $2,000 device that Samsung is just not moving the needle on. For $2,000, we want Samsung to move the needle. For $2,000, we want the pin in the device. For $2,000, we want Galaxy S24 cameras. For $2,000, we want more, right? We're not talking about a $500 phone. We're not talking about, you know, something that's cheap. We talk about the ultra premium price point, but we're not getting an ultra premium device. Let me say that again for the people in the back, right? Listen, we paying the ultra premium price, but we are not getting ultra premium product. We're not getting the cameras. We're not getting the huge battery. Yes, the battery life going to be better based off of software. We're not getting, you know, dependent on the device. We're not getting all those things that we've been begging for the past couple of years. It's like we've been acting for in this over and over and over, but we're getting a price increase. You know, and listen, I understand what people are, the trade-ins. Listen, man, I say this and I would say this again. I talk about no trade, because fuck trade-ins. I don't trade in. Why I ain't trading my phone for this? Why would I give a $2,000 phone to Samsung and they give me $800-900? I don't care what the trade-in value is, going to be half the price, right? And then I got to give Samsung almost $1,000 up front. So I will give you a $2,000 phone and I'm going to give you another $1,000. So that on the flip side, retail, on the flip side, I'm giving you $3,000 for the same phone. This is what I talk about trade-ins, man. Listen, man, I understand people do the trading game, right? And I understand people should understand me. I don't do the trading game. So when I look at devices, I look at devices at full retail, right? Now, a lot of people say, well, that's crazy. Why not wait for deals? Listen, I'm doing that now, but I used to try to be the early adapter. Don't do trade-ins. Get the device at retail. Enjoy the device. I want the updates because I don't trade in phones, right? I believe some of this trade-in stuff, I think y'all get it kind of murked a little bit, right? Now, don't get me wrong. If you have a device that you got at a very, very cheap price and you getting a trade-in above what you paid for, think about this. If you trading in a device and you getting a trade-in above what you trade in, right? Above. Then you did a good job, right? But if you paid $18.99 plus tax, almost $2,000, and you trading in and you're only getting $750, $800, and you put $2,000, and now you got to give them another $1,100, right? Because your trade-in doesn't cover the cost of the new device. Obviously, it depreciates. We understand that. That means in less than 1 year, right? Because the device coming out early. So that means less than 1 year, you have gave Samsung, right? Almost $3,000. Now, a lot of people, oh, you know, I'm not. No, listen, you are. You're trading in a $2,000 device and you're giving up front money. That's how it is, man. And listen, I understand that everybody's not in my camp. Everybody do trade-ins, they don't hold on to phones long and all that stuff like that. But listen, man, I like to revisit phones a year later, 2 years later. I don't trade in phones. I mean, listen, I've done trade-ins, right? Have I regretted? Yeah, I haven't regretted because, I mean, listen, I think my last trade-in was Broomhilda. If y'all don't know what Broomhilda was, it was a Galaxy S21 Ultra. It was a hot device. It was terrible. And, you know, I could have waited for software updates and stuff like that. And I just didn't do it. I had an opportunity to trade it in. I believe that let me go to take my losses. I took my losses on that device and I traded it in for another device. And they gave me about $700, $800 for it. I'm not sure what the value was for it, but I traded in and I got a new device. That was like the last trade-in I did. Now we are in 2024, and I'm talking about the S21. But that, to me, I'm looking at one of the reasons why I didn't buy the Fold 5 is because it was the same shit as the Fold 4. Now we're looking at the Fold 6, and I made a video about it. Please check out my reaction video. I thought that Samsung would put it all on the table. I thought this was going to be the year of success for Samsung. I thought this Samsung was going to give us everything that we want. And listen, a lot of people might ask the question in the comments, well, we don't know, the device is not out. Listen, man, we know everything about the phone. Listen, stop being naive. Listen, open your eyes and go on the internet and see everything. Case manufacturers have released cases for the device. Some people already got cases for the device. That means you know the dimensions of the device, right? We already know the specs of the device. We already know the camera hardware of the device. We already got rumors, and we already got, these are renders. Let me go back to my renders here. These are concrete renders of how the device gonna look. This is it, right? This is the device. So a lot of people, listen, stop fooling yourself if you don't know that this is going to be the device. This is it. This is it. It ain't no big display. It ain't none of this crap. Everything the only thing that Samsung right now is going to do is talk about software, and that's it. But yeah, I mean, listen, that's going to come out first, right? And we hearing, the rumor that that's going to be, Samsung is going to do what they do. All right, so let's talk about the next device here, right? Let's go into the next rumor, right? And this was a shocker to me, right? And let's go back into this. Gonna be a shocker to me, and this is going to be the release of the Pixel devices early. The Pixel devices early. The release date has been in August. Now we talk about the Fold 6 that's going to get announced and released in July, early August. Now we hearing that the Pixels will be released, right? And look like announced in October and released. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, wait a minute. No. I understood that it was going to be released early. According to one of these rumors, these leaks, right? Let me see. Right here, it said that it's going to be released August 13th, right? Which I think this came out like yesterday, that Google's going to release this device, or going to announce it August 13th. So we talk about Samsung in July, Pixel going to be in August. That is weird. Now, let's talk about the Pixel for a second. And listen, I am a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the Pixel 8, right? The Pixel 8, the Pixel 8 Pro. I just love them, right? Those devices was absolutely marvelous. And for Google, let me get out of this. For Google, this is a hit, right? This is a hit, and I think that Google is going to do a very good job with the Pixel 9 and 9 Pro, 9 XL, and all that stuff like that. Let me see if I can get that in there. Okay, let's go. Okay, here we go. So this is going to be the leak images of the Pixel 9. Now, when we look at this, right? I don't know. I have my concerns about the design, right? Because the bar just doesn't look right on that device, right? Compared to the Pixel 8, and that had that bar that was going across and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I just feel that this device just looks incomplete. I don't know. It just, when you look at this, it just looks incomplete compared to the Pixel 8. Let's look at it again. It looks incomplete. I don't know, man. But the thing that Google has to do is make sure that they price it right. Because the Pixel 8 Pro, came in at $1,000, price increase. And so obviously the Pixel 9 Pro XL should be hovering around the same price point. Now, what I'm excited for is the Tensor 4 and the AI capability. And listen, man, Google really have an opportunity to outshine a lot with the Pixel 9 Pro XL, especially if they're coming in at a cheaper price. And listen, we know how Google products work, right? I would recommend anybody, if you want to get a better deal, just hold off a month. I mean, listen, man, if you want to get a better deal, hold on. Listen, the early adapters are the one that pays the premium. If you could hold off a month, you could probably get this device $899, at least $100, $150 cheaper in about a month or two. So I would say hold off. But if you're early adapter, you're looking at about $1,000. You're gonna have the Tensor 4, look like 16 gigs of RAM. Okay. Now we hear that Google might be just going all out, releasing all kinds of stuff. We're hearing phones, a couple of different phones. We got the Pixel 9, Pixel 9 Pro, Pixel 9 Pro XL. Then we're hearing that the possible the watches and stuff like that. And I don't know if they're gonna do a tablet, but if they do a tablet, I mean, you talk about the tablet, 3 phones, the watch, plus don't forget about the Pixel Fold that's coming out. And I think that's one of the most exciting devices that I'm looking forward to, is for Google to capitalize on the Tensor 4, right? The Tensor 4 power and AI features, which I think is going to be fantastic. But I think at a price though, because look, man, my Pixel Fold was expensive, man. Piece of hardware, man. Don't get me wrong, it's okay device, right? I would give it, more of a 7 out of 10, because I've had horrible issues with my Pixel Fold. After I RMA one, I got a new one, and it's still kind of like incomplete to me. But I would say that if Google would do at least an 8 out of 10, and I think there's going to be a win for me. And let's see what Google does, man, especially when it comes down to these devices. But that's Google, man. But if we're not done yet, right? Because see, right in September, man, you got Apple. Right in September, iPhone 16. And listen, man, we know that you don't need no Roombas. You don't need nothing to know how the iPhone go look, right? I mean, listen, man, iPhone, we know that it's a possibility that Apple does what Apple do, right? They ain't gonna change that. They got 3 cameras on the back, maybe bigger, right? You still gonna get the pretty much same design, right? And that's gonna be about it, y'all. iOS 18, which I'm excited about, right? iOS 18 is really, really coming along very well. But, when we talk about iPhones, man, can you get excited over a new iPhone? Probably not. The hardware going to be the same. Apple going to come out with new colors. The camera hardware is going to go up a little bit. The price is going to be premium. iOS 18, which is the software that completely changes the whole scope of the device. I'm excited for it. Listen, man, I talked about this with my crew. And I said this. I say, listen, it's a possibility that I might start using the iPhone. Because look, in my studio, right? In my studio, and everything that I do as a content creator revolves around Apple. My Mac Studio, MacBook Pros, multiple iPads, all connected to all these monitors. So when I'm doing my work, it's on Apple. When I'm typing up my scripts, it's on Apple. When I'm editing my videos, it's on Apple. But I'm using Android phones as devices of choice because I like the customization. I like the flux of different variants of devices. I rock with low-end devices. I rock with high-end devices. Camera hardware and software is different. So Android gives me a differences all around the board, differences, right? Personal preference, whether or not you like Samsung, OnePlus, and all this stuff like that. It's all personal. It's personal, right? It's personal preference. Which one better? It's all on you. I'm liking the OnePlus 12. I'm saying that the OnePlus 12 is one of my favorite phones, probably one of my best phones right now. But I could pick up a Pixel 8 Pro and I could be just fine. I could pick up my LG V60 and be just fine. I could pick up my Unihertz tank and be just fine. I could pick up a plethora of devices and I could be just fine. That's just me. Listen, I always talk about this. I don't let nobody influence me either way on what devices I should carry. Because some people might call it trash. I call it somebody else's treasure. I don't judge nobody for using whatever devices they use, and I don't expect people to judge me. People judge me, you know what I mean? I'm on the internet. Of course they go judge me, right? When you're on the internet as a content creator, I could talk about my daily drive as a Unihertz tank. I'm gonna get 50% of people say, why would I use that trash when you got premium devices? It's my personal preference. It's what I want to use. It's me, right? So I always feel that I don't let things on the internet influence my purchasing decisions. I don't let people on the internet, kind of get me down in the dumps because I'm using that one device. When people claim that this device is better than this device, everything is in the eyes of the beholder, right? I could rock with a device and people could be pissed off all day about me rocking with this device. You know what? That's personal preference. I would never tell anybody to rock a certain device if they don't want to. People would say, well, listen, I like X, Y, and Z phone. Hey, listen, rock it till the wheels fall off. What I do is when I do reviews and stuff like that, I always do my best to give people the reassurance that it's not up to me to influence you what devices to buy, what devices to carry. I just put information out there so you could be the judge for yourself, so you could make your own sound purchase decisions. That's all on you. It's your pocketbook. They ain't got nothing to do with my pocketbook, right? So when you make a decision to buy a phone, and I would always say this, and this is what I do. Before I buy a phone, phones is different. Before I buy a product, I do my due diligence. I watch multiple videos of that device before I shell out my money on it. Just don't listen to one person. Just don't listen to two people. And listen, you have to have you have to trust the people that you're watching. Know the history of that YouTube content creator before you put that faith in that person that whatever they're telling you is true. Because you have a lot of fluffing, you have a lot of BS, you have a lot of content creators that doesn't do their due diligence. And I do understand, listen, top dog on YouTube, top dog on social media is views. Listen, top dog on being on social media to some content creators is views. Views equals money. So I don't want to get into a debate about why content creators do what they do. All I do is I tell my audience that I'm a content creator, right? But I'm for the people. I'm a content creator for the people. And what does that mean? That this content creator work that I do is not my main source of income. That means that I'm not influenced to buy anything. I'm not influenced to push out product fast. I'm not influenced to do anything quick. I'm not influenced to lie, cheat, to gain views. I'm not that person. That means that, listen, am I the most trustworthy person? I would like to be, and I try to be, right? But I do make mistakes. I might say the wrong specs in the video. I might say something that might cause somebody to say, well, hold on, Easy. You say that it's on Android 13, but it's on Android 14. Okay, I made a mistake. This is why I accept constructive criticism. This is why I do reaction videos on my own self is because in order for me to get better, be better, I need to hear the good, the bad, the ugly about what I'm doing. So I won't make those same mistakes twice. So I won't make those same mistakes to my audience. I want my audience to feel comfortable and confident in the stuff that I talk about on this channel. Do I get it right? Listen, I might not get shit right half the time. I don't know. But I do my best and I'm confident in what I do. And that's all that matters. But yeah, listen, we don't think OnePlus is coming out with anything this year. We hearing rumors that OnePlus maybe go wait a while. Good move, man. Like, you know, I mean, look, man, the OnePlus 12 is kicking ass and taking names, man. So why come out with anything, right? Listen, OnePlus is smart. Drop the price. That's the point. That's the thing. And how could you go more lower than what they already are? So, I mean, listen, OnePlus may not come out with something. We got the Apple coming out in September. We already know the iPhones the hardware probably look the same. And it's Apple it's all about software with them right now. I mean, listen, when you buy one iPhone, you're going to have you already know the next one going to look the same. There's not going to be no hardware change with any iPhone. So I wouldn't look for anything different from Apple in September besides software and besides them trying to get as much money as they can out of you. I think Google is going to be pretty nice. I'm not, I mean, the design is something that, you know, let's see what they do, right? I'm not all bought into the design yet, right? I'm not bought all into the design yet. But I am definitely not a fan of Samsung right now because Samsung just not moving the needle. They're not giving us what we want. Maybe the Fold 7, man, but I mean, every bit of this device screams 5S. You know, Fold 5S. And the Fold 5 was a Fold 4S. So look like we're getting a Fold 5S, right? Small incremental upgrades, nothing major, same hardware, same camera, same batteries. Everything else is going to be software. So that's all we getting here. A little bigger difference. Listen, I know YouTube content creators going to make a big deal about the big display and all that, but looking at the case manufacturers compared to the OnePlus Open, it's not even close. So, I mean, if it doesn't compare to the OnePlus Open larger display, then it's really the same display. It's a few meters of shrinkage of the bezel, but that's gonna be it about Samsung. Let's see what they do next year, man. You know, I would say if you got a Fold 5, Fold 4. Hold on. Listen, they gonna try to entice you with trade-ins and stuff, man, but it's up to you, man. Listen, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. You know, if you want it, go buy it. If you don't want it, don't buy it. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I'm just gonna tell you the truth, man. You know, I mean, if you got the money to spend, just go on and get it. If not, then just keep it 100. And that's all I got to say. All right, another episode of the Tech Preacher Podcast, baby. I just want to get my thoughts about this stuff, man. Because you know what? I do these podcasts so I can give you guys my thoughts. This is the purpose. This is the point, right? Listen, man, we're going to see you next week. Same bad place, same bad time. I appreciate everybody that listens to these podcasts. And, you know, we're going to get on out of here. Thank y'all guys very much. And Tech Preacher Podcast, baby. Oh, man. Let's pump that up a little bit. Yeah, that's right. All right. Thank y'all guys very much. We're going to see you next week. Later.